After no episode last Friday due to Veterans Day, it's good to be back in studio for another episode of Sports Corner. I'm Cole Young, and so much has happened in the past 2 weeks, so I will get right into it. First and foremost, since the last episode, a World Series champion was crowned. The Houston Astros have won their second world title in their 5th ever World Series appearance after defeating the Philadelphia Phillies 4-2. The Phillies put up a good fight, but after getting shut out 5-0 in Game 4, they were not able to bounce back. Astros rookie shortstop Jeremy Pena was named the World Series MVP after going 2 for 4 in Game 6 and batting .400 with 1 home run throughout the series. The Phillies' end of the season was a heartbreaker. This team was truly a Cinderella story. Coming into the playoffs as a 6th seed and the last team to qualify for the playoffs under last year's playoff system, they wouldn't have even been in the postseason. They survived 3 rounds of playoff baseball in which they were favored to lose. However, their lack of defense and bullpen proved to be the final blow to Philadelphia's championship hopes. Both of these teams are looking to strengthen their rosters and return to this stage again next October. Over in the NFL, oh man, a lot has happened. The Eagles are no longer undefeated. The Vikings proved that they are a legitimate Super Bowl contender after taking down the Bills in the game of the year. Several big-name players have gone down with injuries. Tom Brady and the Buccaneers are starting to get hot at the right time. The Colts fired and hired a head coach, and the entire NFC East could possibly make the playoffs this year. All of this and so much more has happened in the past 2 weeks as we're officially in the second half of the season. Let's take a quick look at the current playoff picture. The Chiefs, Eagles, Vikings, and Dolphins are currently the top 4 teams after the Bills lost to Minnesota. The 49ers and Patriots are trending in the right direction, just barely holding on to that final spot. And as I said, the Bucs are back and are moving their way back up the rankings. And here are the teams that are just outside the playoffs on the bubble. Some teams, like Washington, Green Bay, Detroit, and Pittsburgh, are moving in the right direction and are slowly creeping towards the top of this list. Then, there's teams like the Broncos and Rams that are doing pretty much the opposite. Not shown in this picture are the 2 bottom teams in the NFL, the Bears and the Texans. The Bears are playing good football with a high-powered offense, but can't seem to close out games. If some of these teams don't start winning ASAP, their playoff chances will start to diminish entirely. It's been 2 weeks since I made my last picks, but 2 weeks ago I again went 3-1, bringing me to 21-11 overall. Getting just 1 week where I can go 4-0 is starting to look impossible, but I still have 8 more weeks to keep trying. Here are my Week 11 picks. The Commanders to continue their winning streak against the Colts, Buffalo to bounce back and handedly beat Cleveland, the Bengals over the Steelers, and the 49ers to pick up a win on Monday night over the Cardinals. I also want to quickly mention that this has been one of the most electric seasons of college football. Probably the biggest surprise has been Alabama losing 2 games and falling out of playoff position after losing to LSU, and they are now the number 8 team in the country. The current top 4 teams in both the AP poll and the playoff rankings are Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, and TCU. USC is just barely outside of the playoff rankings, sitting at number 7. A win against bitter rival UCLA this weekend could bump them back up higher in the rankings. On top of all of this, the World Cup begins this weekend. The first match between Qatar and Ecuador kicks off this Sunday, with the US playing in their first match on Monday against Wales. There are literally dozens of different games and matches to indulge in this weekend, so be sure to check some out. I'll see you right back here in 2 weeks after the Thanksgiving holiday. I'm Cole Young. Have a great Thanksgiving.